Okay, one question. When is the last time you saw Peter Yan put somebody out cold with his hands? I'm not talking about a head kick KO, and I'm not talking about the 200 unanswered shots to the dead body of Jose Aldo. I'm saying, when is the last time you witnessed Peter Yan, the best boxer in the UFC, get a KO with his hands? Let me help you with that. 2018. I'm sorry, Peter. I like you a lot, okay? I do, but I'm not afraid of you, man, okay? You think I'm afraid of you, man? I'm not, okay? So, for that reason, I'm gonna have to put Peter into the 1 KO per chance. We know he has some power, but it's mostly with his kicks. Like, I don't think he would chin me. Maybe he would chin you. I don't fucking know, but he wouldn't chin me. That's for fucking sure. So, next up, we have a hot take. So you better sit down, because I'm about to rock your world. Okay, Max Holloway. Little evil Holloway is interesting because we've seen Max on many occasions like put such fucking volume on guys and he cannot put them out of there. So through the years we've seen Max on many like tier lists about hand power and he's always on the bottom end, you know, for good reasons. But then UFC 300 happened and everybody was like,
Sacre bleu, Holloway at lightweight. He's fucking powerful, man. At featherweight, he ain't got no pop. But at lightweight, he's a completely different beast. Best watch out. Hide your wives. Hide your kids. Lily Evil Holloway is about to slide into your DMs and wait 5 years in a dark corner, praying, hoping, patiently.
So yeah, I do believe that Holloway has some power, but it's cumulative power and situational power. Like, even though that KO over Gagey was fucking insane, looking back, we had a beat up, tired Gagey with a broken nose that was breathing with his mouth opened and swinging his arms like a retard. Or you could argue that it was the 5th round, so Max has to have great power if it carries into the last seconds of the last round, but I think it speaks more about Gagey's state in that moment. So yeah, Max would have been in the pillow hands category, but now I think he deserves a spot into the 1 KO per chance, you know? Okay, am I the only one that thinks I could handle Belal Muhammad in a fight? Like, maybe not win, but I could survive easily. Like, I'm not afraid of this man one bit. Like, that face, yeah, okay, but not those hands. I feel like a small child could take punches full force from Belal and be okay. Besides the fact that he has some of the worst stand-up I have ever seen. Like, JDM fans say, oh, JDM is top tier, his boxing is top tier, look at the stand-up war he had with Belal. What do you mean? Being in a close fight with Belal at boxing range is not a flex. I know he KO'd Sean Brady that one time, but I don't rate Sean's chin very highly. So welcome Belal to the baby hands tier. Next up, I think I speak for everybody when I say Khalil Roundtree looks like he could fucking kill me in an instant. And he probably would, but the power that he has in his hands does not fit with the build that he has. Khalil goes into the Thud tier. There's just no way around it. Okay, I might get some hate for this, but Dricus du Plessis has the same kind of vibe as Khalil, you know, big boy, but the same KO power as your stepdad that goes to the gym 1 time per 1,000 fucking years. So I think Dricus belongs into the Thud tier. Like, I know he KO'd Bobby Knuckles, but at this point, who hasn't? Next up, I love Sandhagen. I'm a big Corey Sandhagen fan, but my boy hasn't hurt a fly in 4 years. I miss the time where Corey was out there flying kneeing old people in the cage and crushing dreams. R.I.P. Frankie. You know, he was never really that powerful of a boxer, but I do remember him finishing a guy with body shots, pause, in his first fight or second fight maybe. He does rock people from time to times, so I'm gonna be kind, and because I'm a Corey Glazer, I'm gonna put him at pillow hands, but Corey, you are on thin ice, okay? If you don't KO somebody in your next fight, you will get downgraded to baby hands. So next up we have Sean Strickland. Now Strickland is going into pillow hands, and I don't think I have to explain why. I know that when he sits down on his punches, he can rock somebody like Izzy or body shot finish Hernandez, but basically Strickland punches like I punch in my dreams, and that's not good. I don't know how he has the balls to get in a cage and fight people, knowing he's got pillow as fists. So my hat goes out to him. He has some fucking balls. Okay, so next one might surprise some. It would have been different in the past, but now things have changed, right? I think I'm at a point where I can admit that Ciryl Gane, bon gamin, would put me out cold easily. Like, not just because he would dig his dirty ass fingers into my eyes and I would maybe end up being blind or paralyzed from back of the head shots. I'm talking about good power. I wasn't sure before because all of his finishes have been but I think that after Freedom 250, it's undeniable that Ciryl has some bombs in his hands. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that he has insane power, but he has good enough power to chin most people. Now, I'm not most people, but I think he would knock me the fuck out pretty easily. So, next up, I'm gonna have to put Marvin Vettori and Aljamain Sterling into the baby hands tier. Okay, these guys just don't have that power, and by looking at Aljo, you would think, yo, that guy has to have multiple KOs on his records, but he cannot seem to hurt anybody. It's probably the technique, or maybe he's not throwing with bad intention. I don't know, it's one of the mysteries of life, you know. Okay, next up, Volkanovski. Volk, there's no way around it. He might rock people every 100 years, but he ain't got that pop, okay? He has pillow hands, but you know, I think that's good, because if he did have power, he would have everything, and that just would not be fair for everybody else. You know, he's got the fight IQ, he's got fast hands, he can cook, he can fuck, he can suck, but he's 5'2" and he has no pop. That's just the way it is, and that's okay. Next one is King Green. Now, you could be tempted to put Bobby into the Thud tier, but I'm gonna be honest, my man has some hands, okay? I think Bobby has way more pop than what people give him credit for. I also think that all the extra shit that he does inside the cage, like taunting and styling on your ass, does play a factor. Like, personally, I would not take that shit, and I would probably just see red and end up getting knocked the fuck out. I'm gonna go ahead and put Ian the Machado fella and Kobe Chaos Covington and also Josh Hockett into the pillow hands tier. You know, they're the type of guys that land 200 significant strikes, and that shit probably feels like a tickle party, so there you go. Next up is Armin Tsarukyan and Paddy the Batty Pimblett. I'm gonna put them both into the 1 KO per chance tier. Like, these guys clearly have some power. I definitely would not want to get punched by neither of them, but I also don't think that they would put me into a wheelchair, you know. They don't quite have that Thud, alright, but they're close. It's pretty close. Talking about Thud, we're gonna go ahead and put the Thud King, Justin Gaethje, right where he belongs. Justin is the definition of Thud, okay? power that does not quite kill you instantly, but hurts so fucking bad you might end up looking like a different human being. It's like he has rocks in his hands, and once he touches you, you end up getting poison damage, and that shit piles up fast, brother, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and put Paulo Costa and Marab into the pillow hands tier, okay? Both guys don't have that pop, and I know that Paulo Costa has some good kicks, and I know that Marab can crack somebody once in a lifetime, but what we're talking about here is two guys that have power in their own right, but that shit does not transfer to the hands, okay? Next up, we have Ariel Olwani into the baby hands tier. I don't think I need to explain why he belongs in there. I think most UFC fans look at Zahabi and think, I could probably take that guy, you know? I could probably take all of his punches and, you know, just stand there, mug him, and then, you know, wait until he's tired and choke him out, you know? So, yeah, Zahabi goes into the baby hands tier and stays there forever. Last but not least, I'm going to put Leon Edwards and Mateusz Gamrot. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna put them in the baby hands tier or the pillow hands tier. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to remember a time where either of those guys like murked somebody with their hands, and I just cannot remember a time when that did happen. So I'm going to put these guys into the baby hands tier, but just imagine that they're right in between, okay? So that's it for the tier list, guys. Please tell me what you think about it in the comments. And if you can, please leave a like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me, okay? I just started this channel, and I promise I got some good shit coming up, okay? I have an idea for a tier list about UFC fighters with retard strength. So yeah, you don't want to miss this. I'm No Belt MMA. Until next time, au revoir.